Hey guys, D1sco here, and I completely missed that this happened because the day this was posted was a day where I was busy and just never had a chance to look. But today I'm reacting to the Dead by Daylight bug fix status update plus 9.1.1 patch notes. I don't fully understand what that means, but let me tell you what I am aware of. Apparently, there's a couple perks that are bugged. I'm unaware of how. I've seen a couple like comment things online of people, saying there are some bugged things like bugged perks and whatnot. And also I have seen a lot of people who obviously don't understand the hardships and the pain and the frustrations and whatnot that comes from game development. Because I've seen a ton of people online just getting absolutely pissed about like bugs in the game, and I get it, but like it's kind of obvious it's coming from people who don't understand how difficult working on games is, because most video game players just incorrectly assume certain things are going to be like easy to implement in the games or whatever, and because they're not aware of how game development works, they're not understanding why that's not as easy as they think it is. And kind of felt like some of that is the case with this game, but I don't want to ramble on too long. We came here to look at updates, not hear me ramble, so let's see what we got here. Hello, folks. We have followed your conversations very closely about the state of the game of late, which has not been positive from my understanding, though I have not played the game in a while, so... Elite Grade's not in the place we all would like it to be. Recent releases, including our most recent, have introduced frustrating new issues, which have distracted from your enjoyment of DBT. I barely play the game at this point because I'm so busy, so it doesn't affect me at all, but I get it. We wanted to acknowledge this and let you in on our steps we'll be taking to resolve these issues in the short and long term. Next steps. Along with posting this message, we are kill switching the following perks which currently have issues. Streetwise, which is the only one in this list I am aware of that issues. Blood Rush, I am unaware that had issues. Last Stand, I don't even remember what that perk is ever. Tomorrow, August 6th, we are releasing a hotfix to address a number of issues introduced recently. This hotfix will address the issues related to Streetwise and Last Stand, but we agree we should not wait any longer to activate the kill switch on them, and are doing so now. We will also make small adjustments to fog files, decreasing base fog opacity and the volume of ambient fog audio. Another hotfix is underway, scheduled to follow next week. All free soundtracks on sale for anyone who cares. That's kind of cool. Anyways, among others, this hotfix will address the Blood Rush issues you are currently experiencing in game. And again, I don't know what they are. I have not seen anyone online mention like anything about Blood Rush like specifically, so I'm unaware of what is supposedly bugged about it. So I'm kind of just confused while reading all this because I'm unaware of any of the actual problems. Because it's one of the things where everyone online is complaining, but they're not explaining like why it's a problem. So I'm unaware of why these free perks and the fog files and whatnot have issues, because no one online, at least I've seen, has mentioned why that is. Fog files will also be adjusted to add a limit to their uses in a trial, moving away unlimited uses. Okay. Processes overhaul. As a result of your feedback and internal discussions on the same topic, we will immediately be rebuilding our internal kill switch process to be more nimble and better account for community sentiment. We understand you have an expectation of this tool that doesn't match how we have been using it and wish to improve this. Once we've settled on a new process, we will clearly communicate the criteria to trigger a kill switch to make sure your expectations are better in line with our actions. Finally, we want to address the comments made by the team about the kill switch in Streetwise. We apologize for how these comments dismissed your feelings about the importance of quickly addressing Streetwise and further fans the flames of an already tense topic. We're grateful for your feedback, which helps us identify places where we can improve and reevaluate our processes, changing course when it's needed to improve the Dead by Daylight experience for all. As a live game, we know this conversation is ongoing, and we appreciate you for being part of it with us. That's the problem with live service games like this, since they're technically never ending and whatnot, and like games like Dead by Daylight that have been around for a very long time, have been, yeah, I mean, they like do rely on certain, on a lot of things regarding player experience to keep going. So it makes sense that they really want to address these as quickly as they can. But yeah. Priority bug fixes. So I will say, I did kind of skim through this. And by skim through, I mean I want to see the length, and thankfully not as long as I was dreading. So happy about that, because sometimes when I get reading these things, they are so unbelievably long, and it's just like, please kill me. Like, I just get stuck reading for so long, and I just, it's a little hard on me, but let's keep going, shall we? Fix an issue that often caused killers to be unable to initiate chase for the rest of the trial. Fix an issue that often caused the chase music not to play when a chase was initiated. Fix an issue impacting chest item charges while using Streetwise. Fix an issue impacting vault speeds while using Last Stand. Fix an issue where the Walking Dead theme was unaffected by the copyrighted music setting. I don't know what that means. Fix an issue where both survivors and killers could be slowed down when running up the right-hand side of any staircase. Fix an issue where the Bearmar Uraz's masquerade musician outfit had the incorrect name and voice lines. Fix an issue where the Death Slinger's aiming animation was missing from the survivor's perspective. Fix an issue where the Be Chased for 20 Seconds quest in Into the Fog would not progress. Fix an issue that caused a black screen when attempting to spectate for the second time after returning to the tally screen. Content. So we got Survivor item, the Fog Vial. Decreased base opacity of the fog cloud to 33% was 40%. Decreased the fog cloud audio by 3 dB, whatever the hell that means. NB, this does not refer to audio within the fog area, only the ambient fog audio. I don't know what any of that means. Fog vial add-ons, potent extract, visceral, decreased visibility by 5% was 10%. Decreased the fog cloud's maximum size by 25%, no change. Decreased the fog cloud's maximum lifetime by 50%, no change. Bug fixes. Audio, I guess audio specific ones, because this whole thing has been bug fixes. Or at least letting us know what some bug fixes will be. So we got fix an issue where lobby ambience audio would occasionally stack. Fix an issue where sound effects were missing when hovering over match management options in custom game. Fix issue where screen sound effects occurred while the survivor had their mouth closed during the Lich's Mori. Fix an issue where Rick and Michonne Grimes were missing certain voiceover lines. Characters. Fix an issue where Shadows and the Nightmare's Dream World were missing. Fix an issue where the Nightmare could use Rupture twice on Dream Palette. Fix an issue where the Nightmare could place a Dream Palette and a Survivor could place a Fragile Palette using Apocalyptic Ingenuity in the same spot. Fix an issue where the ghouls with a Kamashiro outfit would jitter during her idle animation lobby. I have no idea what that means. Fix an issue where Michaela's arms to appear distorted in certain outfits. Fix an issue where the animatronics model appeared distorted for the spectator when changing camera views while the killer exited the security door. Fix the issue where survivors were revealed to the executioner after hanging a survivor's punishment to the damned while using the Burning Man painting at him. Fix an issue where the exhausted status effect would recover while running when affected by the mannequin foot add-on. Fix the issue where the game crashed when the twins opened a locker that Victor was holding shut with the survivor's side. Fix the issue where the pig did not lose bloodless when performing an ambush attack. I guess I got to the bug fix part. But yeah, as you can see, there's really not a whole lot left. But yeah, I don't know anything about those 3 perks, by the way. The only one I've seen complaints, like, really online for was Streetwise, and even then they didn't say, like, what that was for. They just were complaining for the sake of complaining, whereas our boy, whereas the other 2 perks I am unaware of, because no one's talked about them, or at least not when I've, not in anything that I've seen. But yeah, I'm also just, I feel bad for game developers because I feel so bad for them in the sense of, like, players act all high and mighty and, like, they don't understand the problems with game development or not. They just act like everything should be easy or that, you know, like, and whatnot. And it's just like, I get it to an extent, but at the same time, it's like, that takes time, and I feel bad because they're just not understanding, like, what's, you know, going on behind the scenes, but I'm hoping that people will eventually just stop, like, obviously, keep bringing up the issues, you know what I mean? If, keep bringing bug fixes to their attention, like, obviously, I hope that continues, because that's helping them with the game, you know what I mean? That's going to help them improve things and make the game work better and whatnot going forward. But what I am saying is that I hope someday, preferably sooner, because it is kind of annoying, I hope someday that everybody will eventually just stop complaining. We'll eventually just stop complaining about these issues, you know, and then, or like, hopefully they'll eventually stop complaining, like, about game development and, we're just fixing these bugs. Don't they know how easy it is to fix bugs? You know, that sort of thing, because they're not understanding what it actually is going on behind the scenes, why that is actually difficult. Most video game players do not understand that. They just see the game, you know, and they act like it should be, they act like it shouldn't have, like, problems, or that if there are problems, then it's, you know, the dev's fault because it's easy. It's just not. But back to the actual thing. So, environment/maps, what do we got? Fix issue where the knight would encounter invisible collisions on certain vaults while drawing a path for summoned guards. Fix issue in the Fallen Refuge map, or however they want you to specifically to mention that. So, say that. Where the prison tower door could be triggered when moving by. I've never seen the map. I didn't get to play the PTB, or I got to play during its the release of the chapter itself, so I'm unaware of what the new map looks like. I hope it looks cool. but I have literally zero idea what it looks like. I've never seen it in videos or anything, so I'm unaware of what the new map supposedly looks like. Fix an issue of the Fallen Refuge map where Victor would not trigger the prison tower door. Fix an issue of the Ormond Lake mine map where Victor would not trigger the elevator drop. I didn't even know that was a thing. What else do we got here? Fixation the Red Forest realm where the Night Guards could not traverse the shack's window. Interesting, interesting. I mean, I guess that's fair, honestly. That's a fair thing to want to fix, I feel like. So that's good. Oh, what we got here? Fix an issue in the Withered Isle realm where the Singularity could attach biopods above map fences. Fixation in Midwich Elementary School map where survivors could lay on top of an invisible collision. Fix an issue in the game map where killer projectiles would go through walls in the control room. Fix an issue in the Ormond Lake mine map where players could climb on top of a rock which should be inaccessible. I still think it's kind of dumb that they want to ruin the fun of, like, being able to climb rocks. As if I understand that that's not an intended thing to be in the game. But it does suck that, because it's like, it's kind of a fun thing for players to do. And I know a lot of players to an extent, like, enjoy being able to do that. But for some reason... But for some reason, they keep getting rid of it. I don't know why, but it is kind of annoying. Fix an issue where Snug, I have no idea what that means, could become stuck in a snow mound on Ormond Lake Mine map. Oh, is that I think Hellmaster's dog. Okay, I did not remember his name was Snug, or hers, I forget which one. Because they almost never call the dog by its name, you know, they just say the dog. So, that was kind of weird. Fix an issue where perks. Fix an issue where combining the Thrilling Tremors and Grim Embrace perks would cause the 4th token effect on Grim Embrace to not trigger. That is certainly an issue for sure. Fix an issue where Overwhelming Presence would not affect key map and fog vial items. Fix an issue where Hex 2 can play was unaffected by stun caused by Last Stand. Fix an issue where the Wraith remained invisible when stunned by Last Stand. I honestly don't know what perk Last Stand even is off the top of my head. But the fact that it's supposedly very bugged and I still don't, its opponent's getting kill switched is interesting. Fix an issue where cleansing a totem while broken would activate Inner Strength once the broken effect ended. Fix an issue where survivors were unable to build a fragile pallet on pallet locations previously destroyed by vault actions affected by certain add-on perk effects. Fix an issue where dying survivors would make grunts of pain while affected by Come and Get Me. Fix an issue where a survivor using Conviction could remain in the trapped animation if they were in a bear trap. Fix an issue where a survivor using Conviction could become stuck in a locker. Fix an issue where Blast Mind's blind VFX were missing if damaging a generator while the killer was already blinded. Platforms fix an issue on the Microsoft Store that sometimes causes the game to remain silently open after closing it. Quests fix an issue where progressing for the I wanted, I got it challenge was not saved after I was complete. UI fix an issue where the following quest tooltip would show partial progress for quests that needed to be completed in a single trial. Fix an issue where audio would be missing from the match management screen. Fix an issue where the in-game quest track or progress animation would begin at the incorrect value. Fix the issue where the mouse cursor would revert to the console cursor on consoles. Fix an issue where the anti-camp meter would disappear after a survivor was hooked. Fix an issue where the Rift Pass tooltip would show an incorrect subtitle. Fix the issue where the Rift Pass miscellaneous. We are finally to the final section of all this, and gotta say, I may not know or understand what some of the changes, are, because again, I'm just very out of the loop and whatnot, but they're doing their best. What we got here? Fix an issue where the beam of light duration was unchanged when using the Crimson Stamp add-on on the Bloodsense map. Fix an issue where a fog vial's fog cloud would disappear if another fog vial was activated. Fix the issue where the fog vial's smoke explosion sound effects were missing. Fix an issue where survivors held the fog vial differently depending on which item was previously held. Interesting. Alright guys, so now we have finally read it. Let me give you my final thoughts. So final thoughts is, kind of just that most of these are bug fixes, so they don't really fully matter to gameplay. You know what I mean? They're just kind of little bug fixes to make things look a little less weird or whatever. And Behavior loves doing those. They love fixing things like the being able to climb up certain rocks on some maps, for instance, stuff like that. They just love patching and messing with stuff like that. I don't really know why, but they do. Obviously, the big thing in here, which I'm sure is what most people who are actually in the know are freaking out over. I am not in the know, so I don't really understand. Would be the free perks that are getting kill switched and are getting updated. Those perks being Streetwise, which I have seen a lot of people complaining about, but no one has ever said what it was actually a problem with it. Blood Rush, which I think I've seen a couple of people mention Blood Rush, but to nowhere near the extreme of Streetwise. And again, no specifics were ever given. And Last Stand, which I didn't even know was a thing, that was supposedly a problem or whatever, because I haven't seen anybody talk about that personally. If you guys actually are aware of what the problems for Streetwise, Blood Rush, and Last Stand was, please leave them in a comment. I would love to hear what the actual issue was, because I am currently very unaware about what the actual problem with these perks was, because again, I have not played the game in quite some time. Another thing that I wanted to mention, is that, obviously, and then these processes overhaul, I feel like are to some extent also important to an extent, though these are just kind of whatever, just kind of reiterating that, they're, that they're addressing that, like the whole kill switching and stuff, and just acknowledging that they didn't handle, letting people know well, but it's still important. The priority bug fixes sound fire. I think most of them are about the, most of them I think are related to some of the issues with these perks, I think, but I don't really know. The fog valves just kind of sounded whatever to me as well. But yeah, I'm happy that these perks that I guess apparently have been causing a lot of unfun sessions for a lot of people with this game, and have, I guess, really made the experience very bad, and of course has pissed a lot of people off. Though, let's be honest here, one is the DVD community never not pissed off about something. This community never shuts the hell up about bugs, like, ever. It gets kind of ridiculous and kind of annoying sometimes, but I do get it. They want the game to be good. Behavior wants the same thing, I get it, but it also comes off sometimes as we just like to complain, I guess. But yeah, so unfortunately I can't like really say a whole lot about this because I haven't been playing the game very much. Again, kind of like I had mentioned earlier in the video, the day this released, this thing, the thing that I just read, the day that released, I didn't really get a chance the entire day to read it. Like, I was busy the whole day, basically. Didn't get a chance. But yeah, so unfortunately, I can't really comment very much on this. But if you guys are aware of what, I would love to hear, like, what the specific bugs were, that made these perks very, like, aggravating and whatnot. And I'm hoping that behavior can, get them fixed, so that way we won't have to deal with these particular bugs ever again, and hopefully the game will be will be moving into a better direction here in the future. But so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the aggravated garbage. It helps us out a lot and it means a lot to us. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.